movements that changed things. Lesbian and gay rights didn't happen because nice politicians wanted it to happen. It happened because people made it happen. The NHS, it didn't happen because nice politicians made it happen. It happened because people made it happen. It's true of every change in history. And so this is about you as much as it's about me and about David. It is about you and what you do and the way we run this country, and indeed the way we run the world. And this is a big year for Britain, and it's a big year for the world as well. Because not only are we setting goals on climate change, but on sustainable development, extreme poverty, inequality for the world. And that movement is incredibly important. I know I don't need to tell people in Stroud that they need to be part of the movement because you're really good at, sort of causing trouble for David, causing trouble for politicians, and all that. But I want to emphasise that point. The last point I'll make is this. Some people in the room will be convinced, right, by what I've said. Some people will be unconvinced, and some people won't be sure whether they're convinced or unconvinced. But to the people who are convinced, more or less convinced, I wanted to say something to you which goes to my movement point. Please don't, in the next 3 months, think, that was quite a nice meeting, Ed's a nice chap, David Drew's a really good guy, let's see what happens on May the 7th, and I'm going to go back to my DIY, or whatever else you're spending your time on. You can shape the outcome of the election here in Stroud, and you can shape the outcome of this general election. What happens to David Drew, and whether David Drew is elected, is going to shape whether there's a Labour government or David Cameron back in Downing Street. Now, if you want David Cameron back in Downing Street, that's your decision. I don't think it's the right decision, but it's your decision. If you don't want David Cameron back in Downing Street, elect David Drew in Stroud. And if you want to elect David Drew in Stroud, don't just vote for David Drew, go and knock on doors for David Drew. Talk to people, David Drew. The Tories, the lady who's left, asked this question about the Conservative press. Of course the Tories have the money in this election. Of course they've got the billboards. They're going to be plastering billboards all around the country. You're going to get sick of the sight of them. But we have something else. They're a virtual party. They don't really exist as a party. They're sort of computer-generated political party. We actually have the people on the ground. And that is the choice of this election. But there are lots of views at this election. There are lots of, in a way, choices. But there's only one choice in the end about what government we have. We're either going to have a Labour government or we're going to have a Conservative government. That is the choice. So, thank you very much for coming today. I do just end on this point, and I don't say this about everybody. David Drew is not just one of a kind. He really believes in Stroud. He really cares about the issues you care about. So make sure, come rain or shine, the next 3 months, if you want David Drew as your MP, you know you can make it happen. Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed the conversation.